Guess what, motherfuckers? We're here with Rafael from Cordyceps, or as the Kentuckians call it, where I live, Cordyceps. They've got a new album coming out July 25th on Unique Leader Records called Hell Inside, which is frankly, a fucking violent piece of music. It,
Thank you.
it's it's pretty killer, dude.
It's
Uh,
work.
thanks for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Let's jump into the album. My
Sick.
first question,
Yep.
always. What's your favorite song on the album?
Oh, shoot.
The
Probably the
hard
second
question.
song. Probably the second song, Suffocate.
Hell
It's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
That's Dude, the album starts
Sorry.
so like powerful. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're like holy shit. Um I'm a I'm old, like so
Me too, I think.
I'm
I don't know.
yeah. So grew up in a time when like whole albums like meant something and like
Mhm.
so one big thing for me is the transition between songs. So like I love the flow of the album, and like Flock of Sheep to me really stood out,
Oh,
and then
cool.
that transition to I Am the Plague was like, and like they fit so well together, and not that the others don't, but that's
Those are the
what
ones you
stuck
like.
out
That's
most
cool.
to me.
That's cool. You like those. I wasn't, and that's funny because I was unsure about Iron Plague. I was like, I wonder if people will like this one. So that's good to hear that you liked it.
Yeah,
It's like
dude, like
I
it
always
was
want
that's what you're
to.
looking for. I think that's what a lot of people look for. It's what keeps them like paying attention. Something that's a
Yeah,
little different, like, oh, hold on, what's that? You know?
yeah. That's what I was worried about. I was like, is it too weird? So
Now,
sometimes we get a little weird. So
yeah, well, if you went off in like a Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum direction, then I would say maybe that's too weird for the album.
yeah,
But I think that fit really, really well.
sick. I'm glad you like that, man.
Hell
That one.
yeah. So how did the band start?
It actually started. Um, it kind of actually started with their old guitar player, Jose Lopez, and a guy named Carlos, and they brought me in, and we worked together on the first album. And I was actually the drummer for the first record. All I did on that album was drums actually, and then um, transitioned over to Betrayal. We had a little bit of falling out. Things we've all worked and gotten past all that stuff. Kind of falling out. Betrayal was kind of a. I was kind of upset on that album. So Betrayal. I was by myself. It was funny. It's like um, Eric from Deeds of Flesh, um, he kind of knew what was going on. I had emailed him one day, said, "Hey, it looks like I'm getting kicked out," and he goes, "Oh, that sucks, dude." And then the next day, I'm like, "Well, looks like I'm getting the band." He goes, "Just keep it around the same style of music," and so he kind of gave me an opportunity, believed in me, even though I was by myself, and then he passed away, and nobody else knew, I think, on the label that I was alone. um, so I just like and the Facebook had got deleted. All this stuff had happened. So like I was trying to like keep the facade that there was a band. Like this band is a real band to the label kind of. And so like I started like running like $1. I didn't have much money, and I was paying for our old management by myself, which is like $600 a month. And I was struggling real hard. So I kind of like paid $1 a day to try to like get these followers back to, disguise that I was that this band
Still, yeah.
existed, right? Yeah. So and surprisingly, we got a lot of followers really quickly, and I was able to kind of like pull off this disguise that we were a band, and um, I I brought on a guitarist named Mike Neely. He wrote a few riffs on the album, the Betrayal album, but primarily I wrote a lot of that stuff and recorded drums, guitar, and I wasn't actually going to be the vocalist. This funny thing is, we I had scheduled time in the studio with a different singer, really good guy from another local Vegas band, and he couldn't make the first day. Um, so I had already scheduled the time, so I kind of just like, oh, let me try for fun, and then I did it, and then we tracked him later, so we were still going to use them, and then I kind of ended up liking my own vocals, so I just became the vocalist.
How fucking rare is that? Like I think most people when they hear themselves, especially like one of the first times, they're like, "Oh fuck, I hate my voice. Like this sucks." You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So
strange.
like looking back, do you kind of wish you would have not tried to keep up a facade with the label and just said, "Hey, listen, band's still going. I'm just got to do new lineup."
Um, so it's weird. It's like with Eric, so I didn't feel uncomfortable because Eric knew, and so like, and that was kind of his label and stuff. And I heard, which to this day is pretty cool that Jamie told me, sometime before he passed, he had said, please don't drop these guys. So he had us on his radar, and he gave me a shot, man, and kept going. Also, Trevor Strawn from Black Dahlia. I wanted to give up. I was going through a lot of stuff, and I talked to him. I was like, dude, I think the label will get mad and just stop playing. Just don't, just put out the album, just disappear. And he's like, don't do that. Like, just keep it up, man. Keep playing. So had some people in the corner, and it's part of the reason I, kept seeking members and trying to find and trying to do it.
Hell yeah. I mean that's got to make you feel good though, right? With people in your corner like backing you like, "No, don't give up. Keep going."
Yeah, yeah, definitely helps for sure.
So how do you feel today like after all of this like blah?
Oh shoot, still, I'm happy. I'm proud of the album. I think I think we um, put out a real piece of work that's very like it was kind of therapeutic for me. Um, it's very personal. I was stabbed by a friend earlier when I was younger, so that's what I am hate's about. It's but I finally let go of some of that stuff that I was holding on to. So it deals with a lot of personal issues and things that kind of helped me get through stuff. And so yeah, it's good to see it. And I was worried about writing about stuff like that. I didn't know how people might see it or take it, or like even myself, if how I would feel about it. But I'm pretty happy about it, and I think the band is too. Um, got a killer drummer, Michael Nolan. He's in a band called Noctambulous. They're like a real um, dark black metal, like almost death metal though. Yeah.
All right.
So we got
Hell
drum.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So no,
So
proud of it.
like so writing, did you find it like cathartic?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. It definitely helped me get through stuff that I didn't even know I was still pent up about. And after writing that song, I was like, man, I held on this for a long, long time. And I think it finally helped me to be like, hey, not everybody's not trustworthy, and not everybody's out to get you. I never thought everybody's out to get me, but you know what I mean. I didn't let people.
Keep everyone at arm's length.
Yeah, yeah. I was always a little worried.
Yeah. Well, after a friend stabs you, I mean, I think that's that's enough evidence to be a little worried. Like, shit, this is someone that I
Yeah. So I trusted. The good thing is
yeah,
I did beat him up though. Like he got hurt pretty bad. And it's kind of crazy that they only gave him they gave him disorderly conduct because they said I beat him up so bad they felt bad for him. Yeah, he deserved no
Well,
time.
that fucking sucks, dude. Like the dude stabbed me.
Yeah, that sounds like what? Okay, but it's all right. It happens.
What's this? So I'm gonna ask you this, obviously, because we're talking about it, but how the fuck did it come about where did he just walk up to you and be like, fuck you, dude?
I still don't know why, honestly. Like we were all, I think it was on his birthday even, or sometime around his birthday. We were celebrating, and we're in Las Vegas. We're walking down the street. It's pretty late at night, and shoot, I don't even know if I was even legally old enough to be drinking. I might have been like in my 20s or something. And there's some guy at a bus stop, and the guy goes, "Did you just call me a tweaker?" And just out of nowhere, right? So we're just walking, and I was a kind of a young dumb kid, and I go, "Oh yeah, we did." It's like, "Oh, did you?" And I'm like, "No, we didn't." And then, "Yes, we did." So I'm kind of like, joking around
Fucking
with this
with
guy,
him,
and he
yeah.
was getting a little serious, and then I'm like, "No, I didn't call you that." And my friend gets mad, and he like pushes me out of nowhere. Not the guy that's saying, "Hey, tweakers." So he pushes me, and he's real serious, and I pushed him back and I was like, "Tom, what's wrong with you, man?" Like, and then he punches me, and then I punch him, and I said, "F you, man," right? And I walk away. I'm not gonna fight my buddy.
Right.
So I get about maybe like um I don't know, like a minute away or something, almost a block, and he comes up and then yeah. And unfortunately, that wasn't the first time I had been stabbed. So I already, I already knew. Yeah, this was the first time. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of knew what had happened because I felt it, and I kind of fell in shock. I was real upset about it. Once I realized what happened, then I got up and I kicked the crap out of him. They Four friends had to pull me off him because I was trying to kill him. I was trying to snap his Adam's apple, and they all
Wow.
pulled me off of him because he was like, he was about to die. So
That's so
yeah, and
fucking
then
wild. Did they
yeah,
mistake you for like a knife block or something? Like, oh, it's Raphael. That's where we put our knives here. Boop. Like, okay, we'll come back for it. Like, what the fuck, dude?
yeah. No, I was wild, and I actually ran. I'm probably lucky to be alive. I ran. There was some like people outside. I was like, "Hey man, can I have a beer?" While I'm bleeding because they're drinking outside. And my dad's uh, my dad's full Puerto Rican, is from Puerto Rico, and so he somehow, so I guess they called him or something. But as I'm walking home, like the police show up, and then there's my dad, and he's like, "Andre, you got to go to the hospital." And I don't know why these people didn't listen to him, like the police and stuff. I was like, "I'm not going to the hospital." I'm not, and they just listened for some reason, which is crazy to me still to this day. Like this guy who's not even probably, you know, maybe I was 20, I don't even remember. Um, they're just like, yeah, he doesn't have to go to the hospital while he's stabbed bleeding.
Well, at the end of the day, I think, from their point of view, like if you refuse treatment,
Yeah,
regardless of like how bad you are, if they're not
yeah,
trying to resuscitate you and you can talk, you can refuse.
yeah.
Like have your head blown off, like, no, I don't want treatment. They're like, all right, whatever. Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't even know if I was legally like I don't even know if I was 18 is the thing. I think I might have been younger than maybe I was. I can't remember anymore. I'm getting
It's
old.
okay. I like how we started like, maybe in the 20s, and then I was 20, and now
It just gets
maybe
lower.
I'm not even like 18. Like I was 6 years old and we were
I was
driving through
4.
Vegas super drunk, like, and my buddy just started stabbing me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
No, no,
I'm 2 years old. I got my diaper on. I don't know what's going on.
I was actually 2. Yeah. No, no, I don't remember, but yeah. So I think yeah, this album helped me deal with a lot of that stuff. I didn't really finish because it's personal, um, that story, but and I guess I feel okay about talking about it now. But when I went home, I tried to, commit suicide that night, and luckily my mom had called the ambulance, so I just woke up in a hospital after I'd taken a bunch of like sleeping meds or whatever it was. So I
Yeah.
just woke up in a hospital getting worked on.
You're like, what the
So
fuck?
yeah, I'm like, where am I? you know. So no,
Yeah.
it was yeah, it's definitely a personal album.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Is that so? I'm a big like mental health proponent just because like it's always been like part of my life. Like my little brother took his life in
Mhm.
2019. So
Yeah.
is that the only time you ever attempted?
No, it was, I think um it's been a struggle throughout my life, I think. But everybody has highs and lows. I think I've gotten to a point where I don't feel like that anymore. I think, yeah, it's good.
Good.
When
Yeah.
I was younger, I was more crazy.
Well, you say more crazy. I think a lot of times, after my little brother passed, I did a lot of like studying on like mental health and that kind of shit. And it seems like I'm gonna get this wrong, and one of you fucks are gonna correct me, but like they did a study in Harvard. I think they had like three groups. There was like a control group, there was an isolation group, or um, oh shit, what's the word for
I
the
know what
people
you're
who
talking
don't?
about, control, and then there's
But
oh God, I know the word you're thinking of.
well, are they inverted? Oh, outgoing and like not outgoing, right? Those were like the three groups.
Uh-huh.
So what they found is the people in like the real like the control group was like, this is just what it is, our baseline. Then the God, I feel so fucking dumb right now because I can't think of the day. Oh, introvert. That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
intro. Yeah.
So then they had the group of the introverts, and they found that the introverts were it was like 87% more likely to have mental health issues than people who were like extroverted.
Oh wow.
Like how crazy is that? Like the sense of community that we feel when we feel like we belong to something, it can, do away with that shit.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
So do you find yourself feeling um more a part of a community now than you ever have been?
Um, yes and no. Musically, I always feel kind of isolated for some reason. Like, we have some good support and fans, but for some reason, I always felt like we were like a outcast child or something, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so even I'm always grateful for anybody who even listens to us because I'm always surprised that anybody's even heard of us for some reason. Oh, you checked us out. Thank you. Like
Yeah.
always grateful. Um, so uh, yeah, I think I still feel like an outcast, but
Okay.
that's
I
okay.
don't like I don't know. I'm listening to the music. I don't know that I would say that's outcastish,
Yeah.
but I don't know the Vegas scene either. So what's
Oh,
that
Vegas?
on?
No, I think it's because I moved to Denver and I'm just isolated now, and because we're an hour away, it's probably just that's probably it. But no, Denver has a great, really good music scene, um, and we're starting to play out a little bit out here. But and Vegas had some really good bands. I think it was harder in Vegas because there's so much to do, So shows can be hit or miss. So we've had some really great turnouts there, and I love all my friends and family and people that come out in Vegas. But it was always um, it could be hit or miss out there, just because. you know, sometimes stuff going on. But
I think
every
it's
time
like
we
that
played,
everywhere, like
yeah, it is. Every time we played there, no, but I mean like Vegas, like what I mean is like we played with like Morbid Angel a long time ago, a different band, and there was like not even 20 people in the beginning. Nobody
what the
showed up
fuck?
until Morbid Angel. So that's what I mean. It could be, but maybe my band sucked.
I mean,
Different
you
band,
know,
different band, different band,
I,
different band.
I think, I think when it comes to that though, there are a lot of people who are like, I don't know the rest of these bands. I know the headliner. That's all I want to see,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know? And
yeah.
the funniest thing. So I've got a buddy who like his son goes to, I've
Uh-huh.
not seen him at a show in a while, but like he typically goes to a lot of shows and he'll be like, "Oh, hey, are you going to the show?" Like, "Yeah, dude, I'll be there." "Oh, I'm gonna show up. I just really want to see the headliner." And I'm like, "Dude, show up early." Um, who was it? Like, I'm trying to think of the show specifically. It was doesn't matter. Anyway, it was a four band bill, and I'm like, dude, get there early. So he shows up like halfway through the first band set. And by the time they get done, he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, they're so fucking good." Dude, this is why I tell you go to shows early. Don't wait for the headliner. This is where you find the good music. He's like,
Yeah,
"Okay, okay." Like,
yeah, it is. I think there's a lot of bands that I've seen. I'm kind of the guy who watches every single. I'm a nerd. If I go, even if I'm not a huge fan of something that's doing, I'll watch all the bands, give them a
yeah,
shot, listen to them, and even if music's not what I like, if they're in there and they're putting their heart into it and they're having a good time and they're playing, they're good players, I'll enjoy it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
band
Oh,
just sorry, there's a band I just watched last week that was like that. I was like, at first I was like, oh, I'm not sure, and then I became a fan. I was like, man, this is actually really good. you know?
what band?
Oh, I forget the name. My buddy was playing with them. It was at a Vitriol. It was the Infuri Vitriol show. There was another band that was on tour with them. It wasn't Demon King because I like Demon King and Machete Eddie and stuff. And Vitriol, but I forget the band name. I had never even heard the bands. This was my
Was
first
that
time.
the Roads to Riffage tour or something?
Yeah, I forget what their band name was. Ocean something. I forget, but
I'm I'm
they blew me away.
I'm gonna look it up. So,
Yeah, one sec. I'm grabbing the charger so my phone doesn't die.
oh yeah, yeah. Don't let it die. Oh, Rags to Riffage. That's what it was.
Okay, sorry about
Is
that.
it was it Cryptosis? Is that who that is?
I can't remember.
King
They
of
had this,
Demons.
they had a guy named Tadpole Jones. I think that's the same. He's the
Let's
drummer I
see.
watched. Really can't
Uh,
remember. I was just blown away though. I was surprised because normally it's not my cup of tea. Um, they were really good. All right, sorry.
oh, Gray Lotus. Is that that sounds
It
right?
might it might have been there.
Okay. Look at me. I'm like off on a tangent. I need to be like one of these like uh famous podcasters where I could just be like, "Hey Johnny, will you look this up, dude?" Like so we can keep this conversation going. Like yeah,
Johnny, look this up.
like come on, Johnny.
Yeah.
Like my name's Sheila. I know, but everyone's Johnny today. Like
I mean, you seem cooler than the Howard Stern shows. You know, he got a little. He went on the deep end there for a while.
I think they all have their like, the pros and cons. Sometimes they go off the rails and you're like, I
Yeah.
don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, can you reel it back in? What was what for you? Who were the early bands and early musicians that made you go, holy shit, dude. Like I want to play music. That's what I want to do.
Um, I think probably it was Deicide. I think was I heard. So it's funny. I was kind of more into punk rock when I was like young, and I used to steal my mom's guitar out of her closet because she'd be like, "Don't play my guitar." So that's how I taught myself. I didn't, you know, I would just steal her guitar, and
Hell yeah.
so yeah, so I would play the acoustic guitar, and I learned how to play acoustic, and then uh, my buddy Matt showed me. He's like, "Here, man, I got something to show you," and he put on Deicide, Cannibal Corpse, and Cradle of Filth, and my mind was fucking blown when I heard Deicide. I was like, "What is this shit?" I think it was like Once Upon the Cross or something
Okay.
like that. I was just like,
Yeah.
"Holy crap!" Yeah. So that was like the start of death metal for me and Cradle of Filth and all that stuff. Um, so yeah, I hadn't heard anything like that. I think Deicide for me was like the heaviest thing I had heard, and then Cannibal Corpse, of course, I heard, and then it just got worse from there. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you
Suffocation,
find
I love.
yourself trying to find like heavier and heavier shit?
I try to find. I think now I look for um, probably weird original stuff, like something that I go, whoa, that's different. Like even if I know there's a big OSDM trend right now,
Yeah.
um, and sometimes and I enjoy some of that stuff, but sometimes I can get a little um, bored with some of it. But the bands like I just saw Cruelty, they were killer,
Oh,
and
that's the Japanese band?
yeah,
Yeah, those
and they
dudes
do
fucking
some little things that are different,
yeah.
transitions, and they just put their own spice on it. And it really, I was like, okay, this is cool. I think I just look for bands, their own characteristics, whatever they're doing, whatever style. Just I like to hear people's like ideas and flair. So I think that's the main thing I look for is like something unique.
That's fucking you know, I think that's what sticks out to listeners too. Like
Mhm.
you if everyone plays the same shit, everyone's going to be Cannibal Corpse. Like,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I love Cannibal Corpse, but
Mhm.
you've got to have something a little different, which is like, why I pointed out on like Hell Inside, Flock of Sheep into I Am the Plague. It's like, oh, these are the ones that like, oh, hey, what's this? It I,
It was
it feeds like active listening,
cool.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, it does. I love. I kind of feel like maybe some of that has gone missing a little bit. Um, but it's there definitely. There's tons of bands doing it. I think maybe
Yeah.
maybe some of the mainstream stuff that's happening. You know, they have a formula, and I kind of get bored with the formula.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do. And
Mhm.
it's okay, especially like obviously I think you and I both tend to veer towards like more of the underground stuff because it
Yeah,
for me I feel like this is the underground is where the cutting edge is. It's where all the unique ideas come
yeah,
from because people can say, "Oh, I'm going to play death metal." And then they do something a little different and it's like, "Oh, hell yeah,
yeah,
what's that?"
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. There's what's that band? Oh, I can't remember the name. Oh man, I feel like I forget stuff. But three,
We all
not
do.
three. Anyway, if I remember their band name, they're so cool too. They're just weird, sporadic.
Okay.
um, I guess like you ever heard of band Animosity? And
Hmm.
that for me that was deathcore back then. And I love Animosity. I miss some of that unique production and just weird, cool
Yeah.
drumming.
Yeah.
Really really sick drumming. That album's pretty incredible. I forget what the title is, but um, Terror Storm. That song. That song's really
Okay.
good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's, it's and it's funny. like thinking of like unique bands with unique styles at a commercial level, I think, the two that stick out the most to me would be like Meshuggah and Gojira,
Oh yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
And Gojira
like
was different, man. Um, you know,
yeah,
I used to talk to them on MySpace, believe it or not. That's how I found out about them before they blew up, blew up. I was listening to their first album on MySpace, and I was like, "Wow, what is this craziness?" And yeah, they just kind of evolved. And I miss some of that early weirdness that they had,
yeah.
but it's still a good band.
It's yeah, for sure. I mean, they were able to take what they were doing to the Olympics and play in front of
Yeah,
the world,
yeah,
like
that's crazy. Yeah,
what other band in the
yeah,
even in the rock like realm has done
yeah,
that?
yeah. Especially that heavy of a band. They usually
Yeah.
don't allow us to play the
Right.
Olympics.
You stay in the corner. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Like,
right, right. Like we don't mention you,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is crazy because metal makes up for a big, um, part of I think some of the Spotify and I know Metallica is one of the biggest ones for metal,
oh
but I
yeah,
mean metal makes up a big part of the market. And I think people still buy CDs and stuff, and kind of the mainstream maybe is looking at us more now, but as a whole. But for a long time they just until you have Headbangers Ball and stuff like that. But I think a lot of the times the industry doesn't look at us as much, and um, I think that's changing a little bit. Look at Lorna Shore. I mean, they're huge, and I think there's eyes on us more now. Hopefully,
yeah.
Hopefully that'll be a good thing, not a bad thing.
Well, I feel like it goes in waves too, right? Because
Yeah,
the
it
like in the
does.
80s, right? We had
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thrash movement,
yeah,
and everyone was like paying attention to that. And of course, you had huge bands come out of that. Like, obviously,
yeah.
Metallica, right? Slayer,
Uh-huh.
Anthrax,
Yeah.
shit, Testament,
Oh, yeah.
like
Super good.
Megadeth. So,
Hmm.
and then I feel like, and I could be wrong, right? We go into the early 90s with like grunge and that kind of shit. But
Yeah,
that led a lot of people more into like people who are traditionally in the heavy music or the thrash and shit go to
yeah,
the grunge, and then they're introduced to the punk, and then you kind of throw all that together and you're looking for shit heavy, and then you've got the metalcore and the deathcore and
yeah, yeah. It
you
does come
know
in waves. I feel like for sure.
yeah,
But,
yeah, I feel like
um,
death metal right now is like
yeah.
death and
OSDM right
doom.
now is so big. I see
Yeah,
people loving that stuff right now. Um,
yeah, I
which I think
fucking
would have been good for Grave.
yeah, right, yeah. I fucking love it. I say I always have, but like,
Yeah,
thank God for Headbangers Ball, because that
yeah,
was my introduction in the mid and late 80s, like to the really heavy shit. Like, oh my God, what is this?
yeah. For me, it was Box. At home, watching Box. I'm kidding.
Well, whatever.
I'm joking. I used to
Yeah,
watch
no, I know.
Box because it's like all we had for TV. It's like, oh, that was my. I didn't. We didn't have MTV. That was my MTV. It's like watching,
Hell
you
yeah.
know, some heavy band on the Box. But no, yeah, you're
Shit.
right. The Headbangers Ball definitely brought a lot of cool stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah. So much like good music. Like God, I don't remember what age, but I remember staying up so I could see like Death. That was
Oh,
the
that's
big
cool.
one, to see fucking Chuck like up there. And Death Angel was the other one that I really loved. And of course they're
Oh,
not
cool.
death metal, but like Marco
That's pretty cool.
Seguida
I
and the
was
whole
super into
fucking crew.
Sepultura.
Oh
So I
yeah.
get it. Yeah, they were. Beneath the Remains was like I was like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the early
They were
Decapitated, I was super into too.
that was who that fucking tour was. It was Decapitated, Cataclysm. Oh shit, what's the other
I remember,
band?
yeah, I seen Caddx wasn't very good. Yeah,
It was not
Decapitated for me was like the start of some of the start of the tech death for me. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what is this? What is this technical stuff? And then Necrofed just came around and blew everybody's mind. And then for a
You're
while
like,
there,
oh,
everybody
that's
was
really
trying to
not
do
technical. Like, what is this? Yeah.
that. Yeah. What is this? The guy threading. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That shit, like, it cracks me up when you're like, hey, this is tech death, and someone listens to it and they're like, how I don't what? Like, oh, it's really cool. Listen.
yeah.
Um, but it's especially tech death. I think that takes someone special to like listen to it and be able to appreciate it because it's dude, it takes a smart person to fucking
Yeah.
go, what? You know?
Yeah, there's still some good I feel like Archaic's kind of like taken
Mm,
the reins and kind of run with it. Because I remember
yeah,
for a while it was like there popped up all these tech bands like after that era. And it was like, yeah, like you said, waves, and it went from like whatever death metal style was going on at the time into like tech death, you
yeah.
know. And but Archaic is doing good, man. They sound good. They're kind of keeping that flame alive. I remember there was God, what's their name? They had Troy Fullerton, Silver Savior. They were good too.
Okay. I'm not familiar with them. I know Archaic. I love Archaic.
Oh, you'd like
Um,
Severed Savior. They were kind of that era tech death.
cool. I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah.
We
Brutality as
actually
well. You'll like that one.
all right. We we got when my wife and I got married, we went to Seattle for our honeymoon and Archaic was playing with
Cool.
Singularity, Veil of Nath, and there was like one other band, and I'm like, babe, we're going to this. She's like, okay, like whatever. She's like a hippie, dude. Like s- we go to this show and she's watching. And she's like, you having fun? I'm like, fuck yeah, I am. She's like, okay, good. I'm like, you? And she's like, can I have more drinks? I'm like, whatever you want. Like,
Can I have some more to drink? Like,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, here, drink. She was
Drink.
loving it.
Let me enjoy the show. That's good.
Um, So, so with Hell Inside, they were like just chit-chatting about fucking everything. We got to get back to
Oh yeah, yeah,
Cordyceps.
yeah,
Uh, with Hell Inside, what physical media are you guys gonna have?
yeah. So I know that the CD is coming out, the shirts. Um, we're working. We'll probably get some patches made again. Um, I was hoping we would have a vinyl. I might still try to talk to them into doing, even if I pay for it, doing a few.
Yeah.
Um, but I think they have a hoodie, shirts, CDs. Um, I don't know if there's a flag this time, but we're gonna make some of our own
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Vinyl
So
is like I asked about physical media because I love vinyl. Like I'm
yeah, yeah, I want a
I'm
vinyl. We have the design for it and everything. So I'm gonna try to try to get that done, even if, like I said, even if I pay for it and make a couple, maybe a couple hundred or something.
oh yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be
Yeah,
super fucking cool.
yeah, I'd love to.
Crazy like a crazy color to vinyl to match the
Oh
album
yeah,
cover.
well, Santiago, for Triple Six Designs, like he did a whole vinyl front and back already, so it's already there. We just got to make it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's good shit. So, do you already got it mastered for vinyl too?
yeah, hmm yeah.
Hell yeah. That
Our guy
that moves.
Troy did it out of he's in Australia. He I met him. I played with this band on tour, and he was mixing Neobliscaris, and it was Blackground Neobliscaris. I was playing with the band. I don't even like to say their name because they weren't the best people. But the other bands are really cool. So I met him, and he was doing sound, and so he kind of I reached out to him for Betrayal. He mixed Betrayal on this one, so he kind of already did a mix for vinyl.
Hell yeah. It's nice when you can make that relationship with someone and you're like, hey, we're doing another one. They're like, cool, I'm on board.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, he's helped a lot. He kind of helped me be able to do the first one because we didn't, the budget wasn't huge, and I was by myself for most of it. So and we had
Come
Mike
on, you're a
Neely.
rock star.
Now,
Should have
Mike
been like,
Neely, Robert Jarman. Sorry, I don't want to forget to mention them. They were around and they helped do the album. And Robert was a killer bass player, so they're really good.
hell
And
yeah.
now we got Dio, and I've known him for about 20 years. DeLorean, Michael Nolan, our drummer, and we got Chris, our bass player, who's now in Incinerate, I think. And we just got a new guitarist that was going to be he was going to be in Defeated Sanity. I guess some things happened where he just didn't have time or something, and kind of you know he was going to do something like that. So he's really good. So we're excited. I think we finally have a full lineup. It's been like here and there. So
It's always like, oh, this piece comes in, that piece goes out. You're like,
yeah,
oh shit, no, hold on.
yeah, definitely.
Tour plans?
We're trying for hopefully for next year. I think I talked to Matt. Hopefully it happens from Rebirth. He said something he wanted to bring us out because we were supposed to go out with him originally before the pandemic. And then and they're super cool, man. They fought for us, and I think that's where like some of the underground bands we kind of get like even though we draw well, we do for underground band we play get some good turnouts and but their booking they fought for us because um, we were basically they were trying to tell them like no they don't they're not they're an underground band we're not going to bring that you're not allowed and they were like no put them on
Yeah.
so they had actually taken us off of this thing their booking people or whatever whoever's was involved and the Rebirth fought to have us put back on. So we were really excited. Like, oh man, they fought for us. Like this is gonna be fun. And then the pandemic happened. So he was talking
Yes.
about bringing us back out. So hopefully that happens.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
see.
Well, they fought for you once. I'm sure
Yeah,
they'll fight for you again, you know?
yeah, yeah. It was really cool then, man. I was
Yeah, that
surprised.
was like, fuck yeah. That's
Yeah,
always,
yeah,
I always think I think that's really cool when like a bigger band or, the headliner says, we're going to take them. Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
all right.
I think that's really cool. I think it needs to. I feel like it. I'm sure it does happen all the time. I feel like it should happen more. Um, some of and maybe it's me but some of like the big metal bands I feel like hey man you made it like bring some underdogs on with you
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to be like the selling tour package like bring it again and I do see it I see it on some
Yeah.
tours like hey that's pretty cool you brought these up and comers on here you know
Yeah.
and
I love seeing that.
me too
I've, I've actually seen some really, really awesome bands that happened to. This one band I actually went to go see last night that I absolutely love, Spotlights. Now
Mhm.
they're not in like death metal or anything like that, but they're so good. Um, who was it? Deftones.
Oh
First
cool
time, first time I saw them, they were on tour with Deftones, and like
wow.
apparently Chino like picked them
Liked
out,
them
and yeah, he was like,
that's good
they're going out with us. Oh, okay, cool.
yeah
It was their like first first national tour or
wow
something like that.
probably helped them
Like,
out a lot probably helped them get their start you
yeah,
know
yeah,
Yeah, I
super
mean, they
cool.
might have already been around, but it probably helped them to like be successful. I think a
Introduce
lot
them
of
to new crowds, right?
yeah, and I think you know, a lot of bands could use help like that. I mean, including us, like because we're still relatively underground, I'd say. Um, so yeah, I think it's good for bigger bands to help be the bigger brother and bring underground bands into the spotlight and help them out. if
Should be. It's kind of a passing of the torch of sorts, right?
yeah,
Like, because
yeah,
there comes a point like Sabbath, yesterday, like, well, we're
mhm,
done.
yeah,
There has to be that point where they're like, okay, maybe not us, but there are these other
yeah.
great bands,
Hmm.
you know?
Share music, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
If that doesn't happen, music will hit a
good.
wall and everyone will be like, dude, I sold 100 records last year. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
20 million bands, 200 records total. Like, oh shit.
I think who is it? I think Defeated Sanity is probably they're I think they're a good example. I think they bring out bands and put bands on tours with them. So it's pretty cool to see them. They do that. And Lily's a cool guy, really good musician.
Hell yeah.
So it's good to see that.
Is that
Makes me what's that?
silly question?
Uh-huh.
You could pick any band to tour with. What band?
Oh shoot. Suffocation, probably.
All right.
I know that's typical.
It's,
But
I don't know that there's really a typical answer.
I think BDM wise, they're probably like, yeah. But no, Terrence Hobbs is amazing. Their band's just put out so much good music. Um, yeah, for sure. Love Suffocation.
Hell yeah. I was talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to just a, good death metal band. I'm like, who would you tour with? And they said, I think it was a death metal band. God, I too many interviews.
Gonna say
Uh,
Kitty.
nah, Huey Lewis and the News.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that,
Dead Letter Circus.
that'd be so fucking awesome. So with Hell Inside for you, do you have any like goals or thresholds that you hope that it crosses?
Yeah, we're right now working on a finishing. We did some shooting. We still got some more, but trying to get some music video content out there. I realized we you know we didn't put out a lot of that stuff, and I mean there was reasons. It's kind of it's almost like we weren't a band for a while.
Yeah,
So
you were.
um, um, so yeah, we're definitely put out some content. I would love, just for the album to be heard and people like it. So, you know, it's always my main thing.
Yeah. Well, I
I
think,
do write for myself too, like so and that's actually probably one of the biggest things is like I have to be happy with it too. So like when we write, you know, we do want to write good songs and stuff like that, but I think we're kind of selfish. We're like, let's write for what we like and have fun. We want to make sure we're having fun. And if people like it, it's definitely a plus.
hell yeah. That's how it should be though,
Mm.
right? Like you write for you what you like and what the band
Yeah.
likes, and the music then comes out authentic, and you're not like
Yeah.
chasing the chart or any of that
Yeah.
shit, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Definitely.
So that's fucking cool. If we, realistically, let's say next week you're able to get the approval and get the record to press, do you have like a variant in mind or like a vinyl color or anything like that?
We do. Yeah. If we can get them to put it out, then yeah, we have. It's a different design specific for the vinyl. So
That's fucking smart, dude.
yeah, Santiago, man. Or Triple Say, sorry. Um, he does some really good art, and he's helped us on the last two records, and he was um, really decent priced. I think the first art that I had did, I think I was charged $1,500 for like a cover, right?
Holy
And I
fuck.
had this guy, yeah, and I won't say any names or anything, but um, the guy came back with the art, and I was like, no way. I was like, we're not using that. Like this is, and I'm not paying full price because it was just not, it was not up to par, and
It was garbage. Yeah.
yeah, it was not good. And then, so I got like a partial refund, and I found Mitch Harris from Napalm and Death's a really close friend of mine, and he suggested that I check out, Triple Safes, and I reached out, and I hadn't even paid him yet, and like he comes back in a week with the artwork for Betrayal, and I was just like, that's it, blown away. Like, I was like, wow. And he did that for Hell Inside too. He sent me that artwork. I hadn't paid for it. He sent me it within a month, like a year before he got paid. Like he just
That's
like,
dope.
here, check this out. Yeah. So, and then I finally, then we got, the label took care of it later. But yeah, he's really cool, man. He's a good artist, and takes care. He'll get you what you want, and he'll redraw for you. Some artists won't. They'll be like, no,
Right.
we're not redrawing shit. Like this is it.
Yeah. This is what you get, like it or
Yeah.
not. You're like,
Yeah.
no.
Luckily with Triple Stace, I haven't. Every time they sent me art, I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Like exactly what I was thinking. So
Hell yeah. That's super,
yeah,
super cool. He's like reading your mind. You're like, what the fuck is
yeah,
going on?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He did. I literally told him, the concept was like somebody's like mental anguish and things like pulling on their mind, and that was the cover he came up with, and
hell
for
yeah.
Hell Inside, and it was like, yeah, great.
That's dope. And I think, it's funny how that happens. And I feel like when a band finds the artist that like clicks with them, they're like,
Mhm.
oh, that's just our person. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's our guy.
Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, Rafael, dude, thank you so much for taking time out of your night to come and chat with me. I'm
Thank you for having
looking
me.
forward to getting my CD of Hell Inside.
Sweet. Thank you for listening, man. I appreciate it. Like the biggest part, uh, I think the only reason I enjoy doing this still is people that like our music and listen to us, and performing live for people. That's the main reason. Anything else for music, I really don't enjoy. I only enjoy the people. That's
Yeah,
the and playing, but like that's the biggest thing for me is people enjoying music.
it's dude, like music is the great unifier. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you get in there to watch a band and nothing else matters. Like, oh, you like
Mhm.
this band? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking cool. What
Yeah.
song, what album, what art, and you can like really deep dive with other fans, which is really fucking cool.
I agree, man. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, go and have yourself a great night.
You too.
Thanks. See ya.
Later.